great class of showmanship, and I got to apologize again, I guess, for taking a little extra time. I think this class is really good from top to bottom, and I think there's very little differences in it. I told the young lady, I said, let's just drag this out a little bit longer before I tell you who's first and who's second. And I think you could flip-flop these two young people out here. I think they both do a fantastic job. Young lady, you've had a little bit of trouble. Once again, you haven't lost your cool, and there is something in that corner that drives that cat nuts. Every time you go to that corner, you just got to kick up its heels a little bit. It's fine, you recoup fine. I really appreciate where you stand in relationship to your cat. I think you do a really outstanding job as far as to keep that head and pulled out of that cat's shoulders. I think you're spot on, and that doesn't take anything away from you. I think you're just the same way. I think when you look at this cat from the side and how you can make that one just look from the side, the eye appeal, how you can get that steer's head pulled out of his shoulder, I think you do a fantastic job. I think it's really close between those two young people. This poor young man here, I think you're third, and I guess I'll tell you why. And you might be another one that's going to run me down afterwards and hate me, but I'll have Dad get the car around so I can just take off out of here. But your steer is the hardest steer to show, maybe in the whole class. And what I see in that steer is he breaks just a little bit right behind his shoulder and wants to get that back down. And like when we were over here on the side profile, you either got to move that steer or change where you scratch. I wouldn't be afraid to scratch that steer in his belly a little bit, even though a lot of people don't do it. It'll pick his back up a little bit. I think that one would profile a lot better if you do that. Stick that stick in there, and don't let the torque go very, very long, you know, because the longer he's over there, the worse that one gets to look at his top, and then you start questioning, and it'll help you in a regular show. I think maybe not so much in showmanship, but in a regular show, to show that bulk out of that cat. I think that's what you need to do. I would encourage you to go out there, ask Mom and Dad to hold it for a minute, and you look at it like when you're scratching like this and then scratching in the belly, it might make a big difference. These two young men here, they both do a really nice job. If I remember correctly, I think you were the only one that didn't comb your cat after I put my hands on it, which is not really that big a deal, but if I work hard to get hair on it like you've got, I would probably comb that cat. And I guess I would just be a little bit quicker. The other three, showing both of you as far as quickness, as far as getting your cat set up, just a little bit quicker. I appreciate this young man's posture a little bit more than yours. It's just a little more upright. Sometimes I like to get down a little bit in your shoulders and your head, and I would just maybe work on my posture just a little bit out here in the ring. So it probably didn't make it any easier to get down to these two out here on the outside of the ring, and I think you can flip a coin or whatever, and it's just one guy's opinion, and I think both those young people do a really nice job. We're going to start the class with the young lady. Follow up with the young man. Give them both a big round of applause.
Now entering the ring, competing for champion senior division showman is Sydney Hamilton, Blake Herdman, and Emma Yoakum. Results from Class 3, age 16. In first place, Emma Yoakum. Second, Wyatt Osborne. Third, Sawyer Blair. Fourth, Cameron Burkhardt. And fifth, Ashton Banks.
Don't let anybody take the stuff.
Yeah, I thought it on the show.
Just a reminder, there should only be one junior fair exhibitor and a helper in the holding area. Tonight, during our showmanship event, each exhibitor participating will be receiving a halter generously donated by the Highland County Cattlemen's Association. We would also like to thank Bred Vet Services for their support in making this donation possible. Your contribution and continued support of our young showmen is much appreciated.
Again, when we bring these out here for our finals, I think they've all done a great job. And, you know, we're going to probably get a little more nitpicky because we're raising the bar just a little bit, you know, for the finals. This young lady with the Holstein, I think, like we talked about in class, she do a great job. It's just a personal preference of mine. I would probably, I know what those show halters cost, and I know what the lead straps cost. I would probably cut a little of it off rather than have it all tangled up there in the ball. It just looks a lot more professional, and I know that's being really nitpicky. That young lady does a really nice job. If you want, just go ahead and give her a round of applause for coming back out and doing a great job. The young lady here in the middle, and we talked about her earlier too, and I think she does a great job also. And you know, I gave her a little grief over there along the rail because I said, I think you forgot to comb your cap when we were over here side by side. And she kind of rolled her eyes, and she's like, yeah, okay. And so did the young lady on the front end, and it gets really close between those two young ladies, and I was hoping one of them would have combed it, but, you know, it's showmanship, and I don't know how important that is, but, you know, I think it's somewhat important to keep them looking nice the whole time. I think they both do a fantastic job. They've got the same style, if you will, when you watch them, either on the move or stand still. They always stand in the right spot. They're always quick about getting their calves set up. I think it's really close. Let's give those two a big round of applause. I'll show you the ones I like the best.
Your champion senior division showman is Emma Yoakum. Now entering the ring, competing for reserve, is Wyatt Osborne.
When you bring the second in class out, and you know, in that particular class, it doesn't disappoint our lineup at all. I mean, you just fit right in here. You're as good as anybody, and we talked about you in class for sure. And I think you do a really, really nice job. And I guess maybe if you were a young person and want to, you know, mentor or watch a couple of these kids, either the one that's left the ring or these two on this end that are still left, I would encourage you to do so. I think both of them are very good showmen, and it's maybe the little things that they do. And young man that just came in with that black steer, usually everybody when they come in, they just go to torque their calf right away and make that circle not big enough. I guess what really impressed me is how you used the whole ring, got that calf in line, got him lined up with the other one. I think that's really pretty savvy as far as a young person being able to take that much control of the ring and be that confident in your ability I do appreciate that. One more time, let's give them all a big round of applause. I'll show you the one I like second best.
Your reserve champion senior showman is Wyatt Osborne.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
Ethan Howard at Howard Ag is your local channel seed salesman. At Howard Seed, they use the Climate Field View platform. Climate Field View is an advanced tool for checking the health and performance of every field on your farm. Howard Ag provides you with crop protection, expert marketing information, and trait technology. Contact Ethan Howard at Howard Ag and Channel Seed today, 513-255-3745. That's 513-255-3745.
Dealing with a backed up toilet, a slow draining sink, or standing water in your shower? Let the experts at Zoom Drain handle all your drain and sewer needs. Their team of highly trained specialists have all the equipment to get your wastewater lines flowing their best, whether it's an emergency or planned maintenance. Don't let a clogged drain or sewer ruin your day. Give Alex with Zoom Drain a call at 513-301-2815 to schedule your service today.
With us today, we have our fair photographer, Highland Photography. All this week will be available for free digital download on her website at HighlandPhotography.ShoeProof.com. Thanks to First State Bank, Jerry Hague Motors, and Farm Credit Mid-America for sponsoring the photos and making this possible for all exhibitors at the fair this year. Let's give them a round of applause. second call for Class 5, age 14, Thomas Arnold, Haley Cornett, Addison Houke, Charlie Houke, Ashton Simpson, Savannah Smith, and Landry Teeters.
Got it. Everything's counting up.
I mean, with three,
I didn't know if they were
Another nice class of showmanship. Let's give all these exhibitors a big round of applause on a job well done. Tori and I contract before, I think it was right before this class came in, and I'm like, anytime you want to send me a really easy class, that would be great. And she's like, everybody's pretty proud of their own county fair, but she says we've got a really good county fair, and I 100% agree. I think the showmanship so far has been excellent. These kids come out here, they're ready to play. I mean, I think they're really good, and I just can't say enough about it. I think you can go to the state fair, you can't find showmen this good sometimes at some state fairs. And I think that's a compliment to your county fair here. And, you know, once again, I'm trying to stall a little bit, if you will, and take a little extra time. I think these two showmen on this end are really pretty outstanding. And, you know, the young girl there with the little red heifer, you know, we put her about in the middle of the class to begin with, just to see how you'd react, and if you'd get all nervous, and man, you just hadn't lost your cool, and maybe if anything, you've gotten stronger as the day's gone on. And I appreciate, you know, where you stand in relationship to your cat, and maybe the girl with the Charlene. I mean, you come in, and your business from the second you hit that gate, and I do appreciate that. And it's just personal preference a little bit, and I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, change what I'm thinking in my mind over this. I'm not one of those that like to see both your back pockets. I would rather have you standing more like her, more square, than trying to twist all around. I just think it makes you look awkward maybe a little bit for me. I don't care what kind of jeans you're wearing. I don't need to see both sides and what the label is, but I think you're that good. I think that would be the only thing that I change. And, you know, maybe one of the most overused statements is, you know, you can show one for me any day, but don't say me, you can show one for me any day. I think you're that good. My congratulations. You're going to win this class. Let's give her a big round of applause. Miss Heather's obviously been shown a little bit more. I think she's maybe just a nickel quicker as far as getting that one set up, even though she doesn't like that corner. But I think she does an outstanding job, and my congratulations. And then we get kind of in the middle of this class here. The next young lady coming out, when I spoke with her, this young lady, she gave me a book on this heifer, and she really knows her project, and I appreciate that. If I had to change one thing that this young lady did is when we were lined up over here, head to tail against this far rail, as we pulled them out a little bit. One time I caught you maybe a little too far away from the one in front of you. I guess for me, I would try to stay a little bit closer to the one in front of you and not leave such a big gap. I just think it's just a little more courtesy to everybody else in the ring. I think you do a really nice job. Sometimes you kind of let that heifer fall apart. Other times you really got that one nailed, I think. This young lady right here, I think you do an outstanding job. If I had to change anything that you do, I would get out away from that steer's head just a little bit further back up, maybe a half a step, if you will. Get that arm stretched out a little bit further. You're more in line with his eyes or his nose, if you will. I would get out in front of his nose a little bit. This young lady right here with the Hereford Series heifer, she does a nice job, and the longer we're out here, I think this heifer's had enough. She's ready to go back to the barn. She's maybe giving her just a little bit more trouble, but there's times when they're working together that they do a really nice job, as is this young lady. And if I had to change anything this young lady does, is when we get lining up here and facing the crowd, sometimes you get that heifer too close to the crowd, too close to the fence. I would get off that fence just a little bit in case the judge wants to walk around in front of that one. These two young people here, they do a really nice job, and we can talk them as a pair. I think what I would like to change about both of them is their eye contact just a little bit. I think they need to make better eye contact with the judge and maybe get their calves set up just a little bit quicker to compete with that top end. Let's give those two, plus the rest of the class, a big round of applause on a job well done.
Now entering the ring is Class 5, age 14. Thomas Arnold, Haley Cornett, Addison Hauke, Charlie Hauke, Ashton Simpson, Savannah Smith, and Landry Teeter. This is the first call for Class 6, age 13. Mason Brawl, Payson Collins, Oakley Engel, Brianna Foss, Billy Marsh, Colin Page, and Mason Warnock. call for Class 6, age 13.
Southern Ohio Retro Foam installs open and closed cell foam insulation for existing and new construction homes, pole barns, and more. Retro Foam injected foam wall insulation will save you money on your energy bills, decrease noise, and add comfort by sealing even the smallest of openings in your walls, crawl space, or attic, whether you have metal, masonry, or frame construction. Southern Ohio Retro Foam is locally owned and operated and is located in Hillsboro, Ohio. Call Wes at 937-402-0536 to request a free quote. Visit southernohioretrofoam.com for more information.
Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales in Hillsboro is the area's biggest name in outdoor adventures. Check out their new line of e-bikes and accessories and cruise around in style. And if you need a place to store your new e-bike, Sherwood also offers Amish-made Wheat Ridge barns. 2024 camping trailer models are priced too low to advertise, and 2023 models are clearance priced. Coachman Clipper Teardrop campers are priced below cost, with no reasonable offer refused. Find it all and begin your outdoor adventure at Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales in Hillsboro.
Well, come on, and let us show you what we got. Come on, let us help you save a life. Rips Farm Center is your dependable farming supplier, proudly serving Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia farmers with the finest grains and feeds for your livestock. We also provide the fertilizers and chemicals to enhance your yield, and we're your source for R&R livestock equipment, offering hydraulic chutes, portable corrals, scales, and more. Rips Farm Center, 214 Lions Club Road in Tollsboro, Kentucky. Call 606-798-FARM.
Happy Halloween Senior Expo at the Highland County Senior Citizen Center is Tuesday, October 1st, with over 50 businesses from Highland, Adams, and surrounding counties providing valuable information and tons of free giveaways. Enjoy a live band, a billiards tournament, and free bingo too. Enter the costume contest. Help the Senior Center's kitchen and bring in the most dish soap and you could win big. Remember, the event is free to attend, but bring some extra cash for lunch and other raffles. Great information for you or a loved one. Sign up for all the free prizes. See you at the expo.
Than he does with them both in the same spot. If you stagger them just a little bit, he gives him more flank, in my opinion, in the rear. I would just be really careful. After a few times I caught you, maybe your back foot on your sides, back just a little bit too far. I would change that. You're really good about where you stand in relationship to that steer. You get as much as you can. You stand a little further away from him, which is fine, because maybe he is a little shorter, and it makes him look just a little cooler in his front end, and I do appreciate it. And you know, you're just a joy to talk to over here. You are extremely respectful. I appreciate your posture and everything when you're out here. You do a really nice job. This young man right here, he's all business. He walks in, you know, he's not one of those big smiling kind of guys, which is fine. But I think your business 100% of the time, you can do a really good job to make that heifer look extremely nice from the side. You really get that head jacked up, but yet she still doesn't fight you. She acts like she's comfortable. You get as much as you can out of that. You're one of those that it doesn't matter when you look at it. That heifer's always set up, and I appreciate that about you. This particular class, you're going to be the class winner, young man, young lady, second. Yep. My congratulations to both those young people on a job well done. It gets really close here, and this young lady, I think there's times in which you do a magnificent job. I mean, you are spot on as far as your foot placement and stuff. There's been a time or two, especially when you were over here on this end, you just didn't like how you had to sit up. You had to stretch a little bit too much. You had your front feet out. Front feet out on that calf. That calf is only half the calf as he is. When you keep those front feet where they belong, makes him look too straight from his shoulder to his knee. I would really concentrate on that calf's front legs. When we were over here side by side after I pulled you in that first time, the front foot on that side was really bowed out. It made him look horrible on his shoulders. I think where you got to concentrate on that calf is in his front legs to make him look the best. I think his back end takes care of himself, and he can fall apart pretty easy on the front end. I caught him doing that a few times, so I would just concentrate on your feet placement on that front end, and then you move on up the line. My congratulations to that young lady. She does a really nice job. Go ahead, give her a round of applause. That's right. She's worked hard. This next young lady, you are intense. You're as intense as anybody out here. I don't know if you drank a Mountain Dew right before you came out or what, but there's some times in which I like that, and some kids maybe need to do that. You just need to take a big breath before you come in. You do a fantastic job as far as keeping that cast set up and stuff. But every once in a while, you're leaning down, standing up all over a little bit. Just concentrate on your posture. Just keep your feet together. Stand out in front of that cab. I think you do a magnificent job. Just take a big breath right before you come in. I think you're a little bit better than that. My congratulations to her. This next young lady, she does a nice job, and I guess it's nitpicky, and I get it. And that's how close this class is. You keep that halter balled up in your hand next to his head when you got him on the standstill. Just let that halter go down. Don't put that movement like we do. If you have to come a little bit off that lead strap, it just takes away from the looks of the front end of that calf when you got it all balled up in your hand. That's what I would change about you. This young man, he's done a really nice job. And there's times in which him and that heifer are on the same page and they make a good team. There's just times in which she's wanting to do her own thing, and I get it. But that young man's done a nice job getting that calf ready. It's clean, and I appreciate you're really good about your eye contact. She would have just stood a little bit better out here when we lined them up head to tail that second time you move on up the line. And you're another one that I would just cut some of that lead strap off of and let it dangle down. But you do a really nice job as far as your feet placement and where you stand in relationship to your calf. My congratulations to this young lady. Let's give her and the rest of the class a big round of applause.
Now entering the ring is Class 6 13-year-olds. Mason Brault, Jason Collins, Oakley Eagle, Brianna Fox, Billy Marsh, Colin Page, and Mason Warnock. This will be a first call from Class 7 12-year-olds, Braden Burkhardt, Lindy Cockrell, Braden Cummings, Liam Frost, Colton Heckathorn, Aubrey Hill, Kinley Jullerette, Lily Moore, Ava Priest, Carly Schultz, Ellen Warwicky, and Michaela Wilder. Results from Class 5 14-year-olds. In first, Ashton Simpson. Second, Haley Cornett. Third, Landry Teeters. Fourth, Addison Houke. Fifth, Charlie Houke. Sixth, Thomas Arnold. And seventh, Savannah Smith.
Welcome to Jerry Haig Motors in Hillsboro, your local Chevrolet dealer for over 50 years. I am Steve Haig, owner, along with my twin daughters, Mindy and Mandy. We operate our family-owned business. We take care of our customers like friends and family. If you need a new Chevrolet or pre-owned vehicle, service, parts, or body shop, think of Jerry Haig Motors in Hillsboro. Proudly supporting the youth of our community. Stop in today for a great deal. Trade-ins welcome, financing available to qualified buyers.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding, family owned and operated since 1958.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and have since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in you hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief.
Just a reminder that you can only have the exhibitor and 1 helper in the holding arena. Wilder, we need you in the holding area for class number 7.
give all these exhibitors a big round of applause. I think it gets really tough, and this young lady here, she walked by me there just a second ago, I'm like, I'm hurrying, you know, I get it. Your steer is the hardest steer in the whole show to probably show because he's wanting to lose that front end, and I appreciate you moving him every once in a while to try to keep that front end underneath him. But, and then I get to thinking, you know, if we switch calves or whatever, if you had that calf that was better on its front, you know, I think you would be a little bit better. You know, I get it, you move, but I know why you move. So I think you do a really good job. I think you're really good as far as where you stand in relationship to that steer. You're really good about your feet placement. If I had to criticize one thing you did, or one thing you have a tendency to do, if you will, is when I pull somebody out in front of you, or when we line up head to tail over here, and there's somebody in front of you, you leave plenty of space for my personal preference. I would wish you would make the ribs a little bit smaller, stay a little bit closer to that one right in front of you, but you do an outstanding job. This young lady here, I mean, it's another one that's just all business. Whenever she walks in the ring, you can't get a bad look at this heifer, because this young lady doesn't give you that look. She's all the time making sure that heifer's just set up just right. She does a really good job as far as keeping that head pulled out of its shoulders. You really appreciate where she stands in relationship to that calf. She's got a lot of ring knowledge. She finds good spots to plant that calf. That young lady will win this particular class. My congratulations to her. It gets a little closer as we move on down the line. But the young man here, he and I had a conversation over here by the announcer's table. And I think if he just backs off this calf's head just a little bit, holds his arm just a little straighter, I think you're giving those two a run for your money. You're going to win some showmanship contests somewhere, sometime, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe next week. You're really good, I think. You're really good about your feet placement. You're really good about keeping that heifer's heads up. I wouldn't get down in the mouth about this. You got to be a really good showman. My congratulations to that young man. That's right. Give him a round of applause. He does a great job. The next young lady, I think there's times in which you really are really outstanding, and I've had you anywhere from about second to fourth, and there was a time up there on that end when that calf's back feet were backwards. The one on my side was up, the one on your side was back. I walked away and I came back and it was still like that, but then you saw me look at it and you switched it, which is good, but I just wish you were a little quicker as far as sometimes on the stick. I think you try to make that calf set up and walk into it. I would practice with the stick a little bit, getting that set up. I think it would be just a little bit quicker if you used your stick a little bit more. This young man right here, he's got the basics down, and you do a really nice job. Probably if I had to change something you do, I would probably concentrate just a little bit on eye contact. And when we were over here in the tail, your calf was the most out of line. You kind of had your butt twisted towards you. Concentrate on keeping that calf in line, and then you move on up the line. But you do a really nice job. This young man right here, you're really intense. I guess what I would practice on is keeping that his head up. Keep his head up maybe just a little bit better, make it just a little bit more showy. Don't be afraid to hook that one every once in a while. Look at back. Square him up for those just a little bit. You'll get along a little better in the regular part of the show. This young man right here with the dairy Holstein, I mean, you can't complain about how this man got ready for the show. That white is really white, and that's not easy to do with a dairy feeder steer. I appreciate how clean he comes to the ring. You just need to practice on switching your hands from the halter to the show stick. But that young man does a nice job. Let's give him and the rest of the class a big round of applause.
Now entering the ring is Class 7 12-year-olds. Braden Burkhardt, Lindy Cockrell, Braden Cummings, Liam Frost, Colton Heckathorn, Aubrey Hill, Finley Jewelrett, Lily Moore, Ava Creek, Carly Schulteis, Owen Warkis, and Michaela Wilder.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
What's one of our shows that our listeners love the most?
Yeah, I got a couple things here to sell today.
That's right. It's the Trash and Treasure Trading Post on C103, weekdays starting at 12:30 p.m.
Oh, yes, I'm a private collector.
Get your items on the air by calling 937-544-9722. You can also try out the mailbag items. It's $2 a day, $5 for 3 days. Mail your listings to P.O. Box 103, West Union, Ohio, 45693.
Got a lot of other miscellaneous, too.
And we'll help you turn your trash into treasure.
Billy Marsh and 7th, Colin Page. For Chain Intermediate Drive, we need from Class 4, Ellis Davis, and 2nd, Jocelyn Rocky. Class 5, 1st, Ashton Simpson, and 2nd, Haley Cornett. Class 6, 1st, Brianna Koch, and 2nd, Payson Collins. To the holding area.
Two females like. No, I ate a cookie ready for my fries. And he was like so cross.
Alright, so you're inside? Okay. So you're gonna go all the way to the left. You're sitting at the door. There's two big, there's like 3 racks. There's one in the middle, one on the right, and one on the left. the very far left. So, it should say Armstrong on it. And at the bottom there's a big old breaker. Flip that breaker up. Yep. Alright. Now I'll call into the system and try to swap it over. Just stay there. Just stay there until I get it swapped over, because it's possible if there's something actually wrong with it, the breaker will pop as soon as I do it. So I'll call it now. It's going to have to warm up for a second, but I'll call it and try to get it switched over. Alright, I'll play back. Alright, flip her back on. All right. Okay, I'll call back. Bye. I don't know if it's the breaker. I think it's something else going on with the actual machine. So, well, I mean, I have a feeling Don's probably gonna want me to look at it first. I mean, that's a conversation, huh? Well, there's really nothing you can do at this point where you are, unfortunately. So, I'll just have to put it back on the back half, I suppose. Talk to your husband, ask him what he wants to do, but, you know, I'm tell him I can try and make my way up there tomorrow, after my shift or something, you know, I can figure something out. I don't know, but yeah, but just, I mean, if he wants to, that's up to Don if he wants to get him. It's possible that maybe even even the air stack up may have been off too. So you say it was dead air, or not dead air, but it was static right up until you got to the tower. Like even when you were parked at the tower. Yeah.
What a class of showmen. Let's give them all a big round of applause. And once again, I apologize for taking a little extra time, but when I was walking from one end to the other or back or whatever, I'm like, dang, I should have left some breadcrumbs because this is one big class. We've got good showmen from top to bottom, and that's quite impressive at a county fair to have this many good showmen, and I think they've all done a really nice job. And once again, we're going to talk these three on this side, and then I'll place them, and then we'll talk the rest of the class. But I think these three have done an outstanding job. and the young lady here on this end, there's, you know, she's had a little bit of trouble since we've been up here. It kind of got cramped up. That's probably not your fault. I was going to wait just a minute and pull a couple of them in, and then the young man went down to that end. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but I think there's times in which you do really good, and then there's other times, I think your calf's maybe one of the harder ones of these three, especially to show. He kind of wants to go hard a little bit, you know. I don't know, sometimes maybe you get those front legs out just a little bit too far, in my opinion. I would just practice on keeping those front feet underneath that calf. Maybe he won't get down in that line so bad. Just kind of breaks right there behind his shoulders. If you can fix that, either with showmanship or just maybe fat or whatever, that will help that calf. That young lady does a really nice job. She knows how to get that one set up and get the most out of it. I appreciate your ring presence and your eye contact. This young man coming next, he does a fantastic job, and he's done it all day, and it's maybe the little things, or he's done it in this whole class, I guess is what I should say, instead of all day. It's the little things that this young man does that impress you the most, and I guess what really drew me to him is when we walked those the first time, he really made use of the ring. I mean, you really went to that far side. You made that ring as big as you could, and I appreciate that. I mean, I guess in the back of your mind, you're thinking this is a big class, and we need to get everybody spread out just a little bit. I appreciate you trying to make that ring as big as possible. You know, you had just a little bit of trouble down there, but that's no big deal. I think you do a fantastic job with that spear. You've always got that one presented to the max. I appreciate your dress code, from your shirt all the way down to your boots. I think that you came really dressed for success, if you will, and I think that'll go a long ways as you go into life from now on. The young man coming next here, and I was just about ready to pull you in because you were having trouble down there, and so was the young lady with the smoke. I was about ready to pull you in just because they just weren't cooperating. You guys weren't working as a team, and I had you a little bit higher, you know, when we first came in. And I was just like, well, that calf's had enough, and we're going to pull them in. They just need to, you know, stand a little bit longer. And then you moved, and I told the ring man, I said, ring young lady, I'm sorry. But I said, let's just watch, see what he does. And he went all the way to the far end, and I really thought, and I told you, I said, I think that's a brilliant move. You knew your calf was getting crammed in up there, you know, and some people might get on you about losing your spot. But I think you made that calf better by bringing him down to this end, and I do appreciate that about it. That, you know, I appreciate how calm you are. It made me closer than what I first expected it to be. But I think you do a really nice job. So let's give those three exhibitors a big round of applause for a job well done. I guess for me today, the young man in the middle with that red steer is going to win this division, and then the young man right behind me will be our reserve for second. So those two young men, not take anything away from this young lady. She does a nice job. Just think that steer falls apart just a little bit longer he's out here. Then we get to this young lady with the smoky steer, and there's times in which I think you do a really nice job, and then there's times in which I wish you do a few things a little different. And they do have a tendency, in my opinion, to stay too far back from the one in front of you when we're lining up head to tail. I would just maybe scrunch it together just a little bit, especially with the big class and the room that we need. I think that you could have moved up a couple, 3 feet, and then made it better. This young lady with the baldy heifer, I think this heifer acted better when we had her up here on the first hole, when we asked her to move all the way up to the end. Than she did in second. The longer she was out here, the more frustrated she got without being out here. I just think that's a timing thing. The longer she does it, the more she'll be calm out here for the entire part of the show. This young man here, I think this young man does a really nice job. Every once in a while, your calf will get a little bit off as far as not staying in line, if you will. I just practice on that. This young lady right here, I really had you up higher to begin with, and then there was one time I caught you bringing that calf to your left instead of going in front of him. Just always concentrate on pushing that calf away from you and front of you right. This young man right here in the black cowboy hat, he does a really nice job. I guess what I would change about you the most is your posture. You kind of have a tendency to stand there, maybe a little spraddle-legged. I would put my feet together. And this young man kind of does the same thing. I would just practice on your posture, keeping your feet together, and you point toward the toe of that calf, and then I think you move on up the line. This young lady here, I just think for me today, I would just drop that halter, that lead strap down, and it would just make that calf just a little bit more attractive. Two young ladies that concluded the class, I think they've both done a nice job, and I appreciate them coming out. I just think they need to be a little quicker as far as getting their calves set up when you compare them to the rest of the group. But what nice young people when you talk to them. Let's give those two, plus the rest of the class, a big round of applause.
We are now showing for your champion intermediate division showman. Coming out of class 4, our first place was Ellis Davis. Out of class 5, our first place was Ashton Simpson. Out of class 6, our first place was Brianna Fox. And in class 7, our first place was Braden Cummings. Your results from class 7, age 12. First place went to Braden Cummings. Second, Braden Burkhart. Third, Kinley Jewelry. Fourth, Ava Priest. Fifth, Lindy Cockrell. Sixth, Owen Warwick. Seventh, Aubrey Hill. Eighth, Liam Frost. Ninth, Colton Hackathorn. 10th, Carly Schulteis. 11th, Lily Moore, and in 12th, Kayla Wilder. We need a
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
Ethan Howard at Howard Ag is your local channel seed salesman. At Howard Seed, they use the Climate Field View platform. Climate Field View is an advanced tool for checking the health and performance of every field on your farm. Howard Ag provides you with crop protection, expert marketing information, and trait technology. Contact Ethan Howard at Howard Ag and Channel Seed today, 513-255-3745. That's 513-255-3745.
is much appreciated.
Give all four of these exhibitors plus the ones back in the barn from this particular division a big round of applause. This thing has been really good all the way through, and I think you know, we can mix them up and put them in a hat, draw it out. And as long as you don't draw out the 7.5 hat size, I think you've got the winner for sure. You know, I think all four of these kids are exceptional, and it gets really hard. And I don't think it matters. I don't think if we leave them out here for another 5 minutes and analyze them, I don't think it changes a thing. I think you can't go wrong picking any of the four. It's just one man's opinion, and on a certain night, and you know, if you think it's easy, come on down. I'll give you the mic, and give you the tie, and give you the cowboy hat, and you can do it, because it's not easy. These four are really, really good, and I've been impressed with all of them so far up to this point that I don't think it's going to get any easier as the night goes on. My congratulations to all four of them. Let's give them one more round of applause. I'll show you the two that I like the best.
Now entering the ring is Payson Collins. Your reserve champion intermediate showman goes to Bred Cummings.
Dealing with a backed up toilet, a slow draining sink, or standing water in your shower? Let the experts at Zoom Drain handle all your drain and sewer needs. Their team of highly trained specialists have all the equipment to get your wastewater lines flowing their best, whether it's an emergency or planned maintenance. Don't let a clogged drain or sewer ruin your day. Give Alex with Zoom Drain a call at 513-301-2815 to schedule your service today. Southern Ohio Retro Foam installs open and closed cell foam insulation for existing and new construction homes, pole barns, and more. Retro Foam injected foam wall insulation will save you money on your energy bills, decrease noise, and add comfort by sealing even the smallest of openings in your walls, crawl space, or attic, whether you have metal, masonry, or frame construction. Southern Ohio Retro Foam is locally owned and operated and is located in Hillsboro, Ohio. Call Wes at 937-402-0536 to request a free quote. Visit SouthernOhioRetroFoam.com for more information.
Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales in Hillsboro is the area's biggest name in outdoor adventures. Check out their new line of e-bikes and accessories and cruise around in style. And if you need a place to store your new e-bike, Sherwood also offers Amish-made Wheat Ridge barns. 2024 camping trailer models are priced too low to advertise, and 2023 models are clearance priced. Coachman Clipper Teardrop campers are priced below cost, with no reasonable offer refused. Find it all and begin your outdoor adventure at Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales in Hillsboro.
Well, come on, and let us show you what we got. Come on, let us help you save a lot. Rips Farm Center is your dependable farming supplier, proudly serving Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia farmers with the finest grains and feeds for your livestock. We also provide the fertilizers and chemicals to enhance your yield, and we're your source for R&R livestock equipment, offering hydraulic chutes, portable corrals, scales, and more. Rips Farm Center, 214 Lions Club Road in Tollsboro, Kentucky. Call 606-798-FARM.
know it's starting to get late. These cattle don't really want to be out here and cooperate, but I think these young people have really hung in there. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Job well done. And you know, I promise you I'll get quicker when we get into the regular classes, because we're not talking about kids then, we're just talking about livestock. And I like to give all these kids a fair shake, and whether it's in the first class or the last class or in the middle of the show, I think they all need to have their time in the spotlight to show what they can do. I think in this particular class, even though the young man's starting to have trouble with this steer as the day goes on or as this class goes on, I think this young man does a really nice job, and I think it's just giving him all he wants right now. And I think when they're together working as a team, I think they're really nice. So I think when he first walked in and we were set up over here side by side, I think he really get that steer set up and made him look his best. And as we kind of work him around the ring, I think as he got closer to the out gate here or going back to the stall, he started acting worse and worse. And I kind of feel for that young man. This young lady here, I think with the Grace here, I think she does a really nice job as far as her feet placement. I think she does a really nice job out here in the ring, and that steer, he's another one that's starting to act up a little bit. But I think she's, there's times in which she's really good. And the one thing I would change about what you did is we pulled a few out from in front of you, and you didn't kind of move up. I just wish you would have kept moving up as we went on. And I think it's that close that it gets down to be something that particular is moving up or not. This young lady right here, the longer you're out here, the stronger you get, in my opinion. Your calf is just acting really good the whole time it's been out here. I maybe didn't have you in the top 1 or 2 to begin with, but I think the longer you're out here, the more relaxed you are. I think the more relaxed your heifer is. I mean, you can't always say anything wrong because she just comes out here, plants herself, and she doesn't move. She doesn't care what's going on around her. She just doesn't move. So my congratulations to that young lady. She'll be the champion of this particular class. And then it gets rather close here between the young man and the young lady with the Smokies here. And I think the longer this black steer is out here, the worse he gets to acting. It's no fault of that young man. I think when they're together acting as a team, I think that he does a really nice job. It's just the fact that, the other steers maybe just a little more relaxed. Like right now, he's got that steer set up for $1 million. You can go in front of the backdrop right now, young man. Take that picture, and I think that one's set up for $1 million. You're just having just maybe a little bit too much trouble. You kind of just worked yourself all the way up the line. I guess for me, the young lady with the Smoky will be second. My congratulations to her. That young man down on the far end, he's going to be third. My congratulations to him. Gets a little closer here now as we move on down the line. And this young lady right here, I actually had her maybe a little higher a time or two. But as we keep going through this, and when she pulled in the ring at the beginning, and as we keep going through this, that dumb heifer keeps wanting to get really close to that one next to her. I just wish you would stay away from that one. It happened down there, and it's kind of happening again. If you give her broke of that, I think you're really good, especially on the side profile. You can really make that one look good from the side. My congratulations to that young lady. Sure got to appreciate your posture, and what a nice young lady to talk with you. My congratulations to her. Yep, go ahead, give her a round of applause. That's fine. We had a young lady in here before that reminds me of you. You just kind of need to take a deep breath before you come in, When you came in, you kind of had that stick, maybe more parallel. Just keep that top end of that stick up in the air a little bit, and you get a little bit excited maybe as far as your feet placement, and you're kind of all over. But I would just take a deep breath. It's going to be all right. Just take your time doing it. Just relax a little bit, and I think you move on up the line. You're really good with your feet placement. I just think you're just a little bit too quick in your movements, if you will, compared to some of these other kids. This young man does a nice job. Every once in a while, he's maybe not as certain about his feet placement. He gets that calf stretched out a little bit. This young lady right here, you're really good as far as your feet placement, where you stand in relation to your calf. You just kind of let his head dog down a little bit. I would keep that one's head up just a little bit more. Young man that concludes the class with that Beefmaster heifer. He told me all about that heifer. You don't see a lot of Beefmasters up this way. That young man's very educated about his breed, about his calf. My congratulations to him. He just needs to practice a little bit on his feet placement, but he did a really nice job. Let's give him and the rest of the class a big round of applause.
Now entering the ring is class 9, 10-year-olds. Remington Barney, Ashton Burkhardt, Christian Cummings, Ethan Dewey, Casey Giordano, Kaylin Jeweleret, Blake Shawhan, Molly Shelton, Benjamin Weller, and Brianna Wilder. This is your first call for Class 10 9-year-olds: Austin Borer, Olivia Borer, Patton Lauber, Gabriel Michael, Austin Sexton, Bryson Stevens, and Rhonda Turner.
Happy Halloween Senior Expo at the Highland County Senior Citizen Center is Tuesday, October 1st, with over 50 businesses from Highland, Adams, and surrounding counties providing valuable information and tons of free giveaways. Enjoy a live band, a billiards tournament, and free bingo too. Enter the costume contest. Help the Senior Center's kitchen and bring in the most dish soap and you could win big. Remember, the event is free to attend, but bring some extra cash for lunch and other raffles. Great information for you or a loved one. Sign up for all the free prizes. See you at the expo.
Welcome to Jerry Haig Motors in Hillsboro, your local Chevrolet dealer for over 50 years. I am Steve Haig, owner, along with my twin daughters, Mindy and Mandy. We operate our family-owned business. We take care of our customers like friends and family. If you need a new Chevrolet or pre-owned vehicle, service, parts, or body shop, think of Jerry Haig Motors in Hillsboro. Proudly supporting the youth of our community. Stop in today for a great deal. Trade-ins welcome, financing available to qualified buyers.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
first and second place winners of the junior division.
So I guess I'm as guilty as anybody about losing our concentration in this class. It's kind of been all over, but I think these young people have done a really nice job. And you know, one thing's for sure, in a couple years, you guys are going to have a heck of a good football team, because these two young people out here, if they start playing football, you're pretty good. You can take a hit, can't you? So give both them young boys a big round of applause for not giving up. Talk just briefly about all of them in this particular class, but I think the young lady out here and the young man both. I mean, I know you guys were a little far away from the action, but you guys just never gave up. Every time you look, the rest of the class might be running around, or there might be one or two running around. You guys never gave up. You just concentrated on making your animals look the best. I do appreciate that, and I think you're both really good as far as getting them set up and your posture and stuff. I think the young lady here maybe just a nickel better as far as your eye contact than the young man. That's what I would practice on, maybe just a little bit of your eye contact and back off that one's head just a little bit. Extend your arm out, and then I think you move on up the line. But we're going to keep these two young people just like they are. The young lady's going to win the class, and the man will be second. My congratulations to both of them. Go down here and talk about the young man with the big steer and the bug in his nose, and I told him, I said, you know, it's not easy to show a steer like that, and I appreciate all that he does, and when they are on the same team, they are deadly. He can make that steer look really good. He's really good about his feet placement. I appreciate where he stands in relation to that calf. I just wish he would have acted, the calf would have acted just a little bit better in the class. I'm sure that young man does too. This isn't your last showmanship contest, and I'm sure you're going to win plenty of banners on down the road when your calf acts just a little bit better out here. My congratulations to him. This young man, I think there's times in which you do really good, and then there's times where you kind of let this calf fall apart maybe just a little bit. I guess what I would do is I would concentrate on stretching that calf out a little bit. Right now you got it too bunched up. But you're really good about your eye contact. I appreciate that. I appreciate you staying in line. I think you just need to be just a little more particular about your feet placement, but that young man does a nice job. This young man right here, you do a really nice job as far as your feet placement, keeping that one's head up. The thing I'd change about you is where you put your feet. You have a tendency to stand like this, which is probably more comfortable, but if you stand like this with your feet pointing toward that calf's foot, it just looks so much more professional. But you do a really good job. I would just practice on your posture, keeping upright, keeping your feet together. I think the next young man, this is next. This young man, you do a really nice job. You kind of let that calf dome down. You're good about your feet placement. Maybe more importantly, you need to practice on your eye contact with the judge. There's a lot of times you're just looking elsewhere besides at the judge or what's going on in the ring. But I think you do a really nice job. This young man took the hardest hit of them all, but he does a really nice job. This heifer just does not want to cooperate today at all with him. And I appreciate him coming out and doing showmanship. He just needs to act a little bit better, and I think he moves on up the line. He's got the basics down for sure. young man here with the Holstein, I think you're one of those that has the basics down. You get that one set up in a timely fashion, and I appreciate that. You're really good about the feet placement. You maybe just need to have just a little bit more ring awareness, if you will. Young man with another Beachmaster heifer, his brother was in here just a minute ago, and I asked him, I said, hey, who does the most work in the barn, you or your brother? And he says it's equal. Well, most people say I do, but I'm happy that you do equal amount of work out in the barn. He's another one that really knows his project, knows his breed, and I appreciate that. You just need to practice on switching your hands with the show stick, maybe scratching that calf a little bit more, and you're getting your feet set up maybe just a little quicker. Young lady that concludes the class, she that big black steer just stepped on her toe a minute ago, and I said, did she step on you? And she's like, well, yeah, but it's no big deal, so I appreciate that. She just needs to practice a little bit about getting that calf set up in a timely fashion, but what a nice young lady to visit with. Let's give her and the rest of the class a good round of applause.
Now entering the ring in Class 10, 9-year-olds. Austin Bohr, Olivia Bohr, Pat Lauber, Gabriel Michael, Austin Sexton, Bryson Stevens, and Rhonda Turner. This is your first call for Class 11, 8-year-olds Peyton Howkey, Beckett Marsh, Cole Marsh, and Calvin Weller.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and have since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in you hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief.
ProGen's next-generation technology flooring is designed to stand up to the demands of modern life, and it's available now at the Winchester Carpet Outlet. Because ProGen is durable, waterproof, dimensionally stable, and easy to install, it can be used in any room, including rooms that are most prone to moisture and spills, like kitchens and baths. For top-quality flooring, service, and selection at prices that'll floor you, visit the Winchester Carpet Outlet, just off State Route 32 on Tri-County Road, just a few miles west of Winchester, Ohio, and online at winchestercarpetoutlet.com.
What's one of our shows that our listeners love the most?
Yeah, I got a couple things here to sell today.
That's right. It's the Trash and Treasure Trading Post on C103 weekdays starting at 12:30 p.m.
Oh yes, I'm a private collector.
Get your items on the air by calling 937-544-9722. You can also try out the mailbag items. It's $2 a day, $5 for 3 days. Mail your listings to P.O. Box 103, West Union, Ohio 45693.
Got a lot of other miscellaneous too.
And we'll help you turn your trash into treasure.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
Another nice class is Showmanship, and I think it gets really close here on the top end. But I think this young man just pretty much those surfaces to the top for me today. He's going to win this class, and my congratulations to him. Yes. He does a lot of things right. Am I saying he's perfect? No, maybe not. But he does a lot of things right. And see, he's got a big old steer there, but he can get that one set up and get that head jacked out of his neck. And there's a lot of things you got to appreciate about that. Really appreciate his posture and where he stands in relation to his cabin. The young man's done a nice job in this whole class. Not taking away anything from this man right here, and this is going to be second. I think he's done a nice job. If you do anything, yep, that's right. Go ahead. Give him a round of applause. If I change anything about what you do, is when you stop, you probably stop plenty far away from the guy right in front of you. I would maybe make it just a little bit, shrink up your ring just a little bit, makes it just a little easier on an old judge like myself. Doesn't have to walk as far. This young man here, he does a nice job And there's times in which I think maybe I should have made you second, and then there's times which I'm like, I don't know. And then you just need to practice on the little things just a little bit. What I'd like to change about you the most is sometimes when you set that tab up, you got him like over here on the side profile, you have a tendency to pull that head into you. And then when he does that, when you pull that head that way, it makes his shoulder right here look really big. So just concentrate on keeping his nose out into the center part of the ring, and then I think you move on up the ring. This young man right here, you do a really nice job. You've got the basics down as far as your feet placement. I think there's times in which I maybe would just want you to be just a little bit quicker, maybe just a little bit better as far as your eye contact, but you do a great job. You got a bright future in front of you. This young lady right here with the Holstein steer, I think you do a really good job. I mean, you got that calf just broke, just came, and he hasn't hardly moved the muscle. You're really good as far as your feet placement. You're probably the best showman we've had out here with the dairy feeder steer, and my congratulations to you for that. If I had to do anything to change what you do, I would just try to keep his head up just a little bit more. You'll kind of let his head go down just a little bit. Keep his head up, you'll look more attractive on the side profile. This young lady, you had a little bit of trouble, and I kind of didn't hold that against you a lot, but you kind of have a tendency to have, and it's going to get better with time because she's going to get used to being out here. He kind of has a tendency to get out into the middle of the ring with his butt. You just need to keep in line just a little bit more. And the young man here on this end with this big calf here, I think you do a nice job. You probably had as much trouble. I don't think your calf really wants to be out here, but I appreciate you coming out with it, and I encourage you to keep doing showmanship. I think you've got the basics down. Let's give him and the rest of the class a big round of applause.
Now entering the ring is Class 11 8-year-olds Peyton Houke, Beckett Marsh, Cole Marsh, and Calvin Weller. Your results from Class 10 9-year-olds first go to Patton Lauber, second Austin Bohr, third Bryson Stevens, fourth Austin Sexton, fifth Rhonda Turner, sixth Olivia Bohr, and then seventh Gabriel Michael.
Ethan Howard at Howard Ag is your local channel seed salesman. At Howard Seed, they use the Climate Field View platform. Climate Field View is an advanced tool for checking the health and performance of every field on your farm. Howard Ag provides you with crop protection, expert marketing information, and trait technology. Contact Ethan Howard at Howard Ag and Channel Seed today, 513-255-3745. That's 513-255-3745.
Dealing with a backed up toilet, a slow draining sink, or standing water in your shower? Let the experts at Zoom Drain handle all your drain and sewer needs. Their team of highly trained specialists have all the equipment to get your wastewater lines flowing their best, whether it's an emergency or planned maintenance. Don't let a clogged drain or sewer ruin your day. Give Alex with Zoom Drain a call at 513-301-2815 to schedule your service today. Southern Ohio Retro Foam installs open and closed cell foam insulation for existing and new construction homes, pole barns, and more. Retro Foam injected foam wall insulation will save you money on your energy bills, decrease noise, and add comfort by sealing even the smallest of openings in your walls, crawl space, or attic, whether you have metal, masonry, or frame construction. Southern Ohio Retro Foam is locally owned and operated and is located in Hillsboro, Ohio. Call Wes at 937-402-0536 to request a free quote. Visit SouthernOhioRetroFoam.com for more information.
Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales in Hillsboro is the area's biggest name in outdoor adventures. Check out their new line of e-bikes and accessories and cruise around in style. And if you need a place to store your new e-bike, Sherwood also offers Amish-made Wheat Ridge barns. 2024 camping trailer models are priced too low to advertise, and 2023 models are clearance priced. Coachman Clipper Teardrop campers are priced below cost, with no reasonable offer refused. Find it all and begin your outdoor adventure at Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales in Hillsboro.
This is a reminder that there should only be one exhibitor and one helper in the holding area.
Give these four exhibitors a big round of applause as we get close to the end of the showmanship contest here. We've had really good showmen, and this class is no exception. And even though we've had a little bit of trouble as the day has gone on, but I think these two that end up out here as first and second, I think they've both done a really nice job. This young man here, I guess for me, I changed maybe a few things that you do, and maybe one of them is more your posture. I'll get you, with your legs kind of spread apart this way or that way. Just concentrate on keeping your feet together, kind of pointing toward that calf's toe, and I think you're really good. I appreciate where you stand off that from that calf's head. You need to pay attention to your feet placement, especially when we were over here. I didn't think you had it set up, but as the show's gone on or the class has gone on, you have actually gotten stronger, in my opinion. Young lady here, this young lady, she came into class and she was like the first one out here, and like nobody else came out. This lady was ready for business, and I appreciate that about her. I guess the longer she's out here, the more her calf is maybe not wanting to cooperate with her quite as well. I think she's really good as far as her feet placement, keeping that calf's head up, and she's really a nice young lady to talk with. I guess for me today, I'm going to go ahead and use her, even though her calf isn't acting maybe the best right now. I just appreciate when she came in and how that calf acted. Young lady's going to win this class. Young lady's going to second. Congratulations to both of them. Give both those young exhibitors a big round of applause. Not to take anything away from these two young men on this end, I think they've done a really nice job. I think you're really good about your feet placement. To concentrate on keeping that calf's head up. You've done a really nice job breaking that one because you kind of leave that one around like a dog. But I think if you keep that one's head up just a little bit better, I think he looks a lot better from the side profile. This young man is another one of the Beefmaster exhibitors, and I appreciate that about him. And he told me that him and his brother play soccer and baseball, and the way he held on to that calf, I think I switched from baseball to football. I think you make a good football player too. But you do a really nice job. You just need to practice a little bit on your feet placement and switching your hand from the lead strap to the show stick. What a nice young man. Let's give him and the rest of the class a big round of applause.
We are now competing for our champion junior division showman. Out of Class 8, our first place went to Maya Pitt. Class 9, first went to Molly Shelton. Class 10, first went to Peyton Lauber. Class 11, first went to Peyton Houke. Your results from Class 11, 8-year-olds, first went to Peyton Houke. second, Cole Marsh, third, Beckett Marsh, and in fourth, Calvin Weller. We now need our champion senior division showman and reserve champion senior showman, Emma Yoakum and Wyatt Osborne. We also need our champion intermediate and reserve intermediate showman, Brianna Foss and Braden Cummings, to the Hilding Arena.
Well, come on, and let us show you what we got. Come on, let us help you save a life. Rips Farm Center is your dependable farming supplier, proudly serving Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia farmers with the finest grains and feeds for your livestock. We also provide the fertilizers and chemicals to enhance your yield, and we're your source for R&R livestock equipment, offering hydraulic chutes, portable corrals, scales, and more. Rips Farm Center, 214 Lions Club Road in Tollsboro, Kentucky. Call 606-798-FARM.
Happy Halloween Senior Expo at the Highland County Senior Citizen Center is Tuesday, October 1st, with over 50 businesses from Highland, Adams, and surrounding counties providing valuable information and tons of free giveaways. Enjoy a live band, a billiards tournament, and free bingo too. Enter the costume contest. Help the Senior Center's kitchen and bring in the most dish soap and you could win big. Remember, the event is free to attend, but bring some extra cash for lunch and other raffles. Great information for you or a loved one. Sign up for all the free prizes. See you at the expo.
Give all the kids in this particular division a big round of applause, whether they're here or back at the barn. It's been another really tough division, and I think there's good showmen that have already headed back to the barn. I think we've got 4 really nice showmen out here for sure, and I think they've all got a few things that they can do maybe just a little bit different. I think the 2 in the middle, I guess, are in the most contention, not to take anything away from the 2 young ladies on each side. I just think they need to be just a little bit quicker, if you will, as far as getting them set up and you know, maybe a little bit better as far as their ring presence, if you will, especially this young lady on this end. But a real nice division from top to bottom. Let's give them all a big round of applause. I'll show you the 2 that I like the best.
Your champion junior showman goes to Molly Shelton. Our champion was Emma Yoakum. Your intermediate division, your champion went to Brianna Falk. And out of the junior division, your champion was Molly Shelton. Your reserve senior showman was Wyatt Osborne. Reserve intermediate showman, Braden Cummings. And your reserve junior showman was Christian Cummings.
as we come to the conclusion of the showmanship, I think we've had a great day in showmanship, and I think there's been a lot of good kids through the ring. And you know, I guess I need to apologize for taking a little extra time. I think, but these kids deserve it. They've worked all year to get to this point. I think they deserve the time just to come and show off their skills, and it's been really tough. The whole show has been really good all the way through from top to bottom. And you know, there at the end, I just told them I'd stand over there by the white gate and they could pick wherever they wanted. And then I went and asked them why they picked their spot. And I think they all had really good answers, from the oldest to the youngest. And I don't think it matters. I really don't. I don't think it matters how long we keep these kids out here showing. If we do stupid showmanship tricks, you know, taking their show sticks away and stuff like that, I don't think it matters. I think the same ones are going to surface to the top. You should be very proud, not only of these 6 kids, but of all your kids that have gone back to the barn. I think they've all done a great job. Let's give them one more big round of applause. I'll show you the 2 that I like the best.
That drops in our reserve senior Wyatt Osborne. Your reserve champion sweepstakes showman goes to Brianna Fox. We're now going to take a 20-minute break. We will start back up at 8:05.